two levels, not much. It was just normal day-to-day hospital stuff and therapy rooms and nurses' quarters, that kind of thing. As you can tell, it's been kept pretty much the way it was before, back in those days. The colours may have changed, but
Let's give you a bit of a look down this end as well. You can see the old hospital doors, which still feature heavily around the whole location. Here's the lift here. You can still see the mesh over the windows.
This is level 2, like I said, pretty much hospital day-to-day operations. Now, like Dean touched on before, this was the floor that operations were done. They had the maternity ward, and back down that hall was the psych ward. So there might be some different sort of energies down that hallway.
And it was an old mining town.
Copper mining town.
Yep.
So you can imagine the amount of work that the hospital would have received from the miners, sustaining injuries, breaks, falls, breathing in dust, lots of things like that, and obviously psychological issues.
Yep. Follow me down to our room, which was the operating rooms. I hope it's open because I haven't got a key. Yes. You taking me there?
Take it from me.
All right, so it's absolutely beautiful, as you can see. Beautiful furniture everywhere you look.
Perhaps
Nice solid stuff.
rich mahogany.
We're going to go into the private den where the boys are sleeping, mate.
Yeah.
Not together.
No.
So obviously this would have been what?
An operating room.
An operating room or a maybe a recovery room.
Yep.
Cathode, which carries the filament, and the positive electrode or anode, which is called the target. The electron stream is focused to a very small spot on the target by the cup-shaped cathode structure.
This obviously wasn't originally a
It
bathroom.
seems that the electron stream striking the target.
If there was something you'd like to tell us, now is the perfect opportunity to do so.
Yeah, we haven't got much time, so we'd love to know your story. A name, what you did for a living.
Why were you here? Did you suffer an injury while working in the mines? We can't stay here in this room much longer, so if there's anything you would like to say, now is the perfect opportunity to do so.
Welcome, whoever is going to be watching this. I hope you guys enjoyed the little tour. You are actually standing in what used to be the emergency room of what was called the United Verde Hospital number 4. This was the last of 4 hospitals up in the general area. They began construction of this building in the spring of 1926. They ended construction and opened the doors in January of 27, just 9 months after they began construction.
Sorry guys, we've been experiencing some really weird power outages on this phone. Don't know what's going on, but hopefully we got it sorted.
that is normal. Any electrical issues is common in the building as far as cameras, cell phones. They're looking for a source of energy. This big old red tank over here is our hot water tank that is original to the building, cast iron tank. What we're going to do is we're going to go circle around the back side of the building into that back room where it's lit, and that's behind the elevator. So as you walk past the far end of that tank, just walk your shoulder on the edge. All these chairs are here because we do sort of those tours back in this room, so that's why we have all these chairs. You catching something a little bit?
That one more.
Sometimes here in the middle. Yeah, that's my buddy Rod. There's nothing here electrical that causes.
There you
Nothing
go.
logical. Claude, are you here? You're my buddy. He makes
What
a
was
bear
he?
stand on it. Claude Harvey.
Yeah.
He was the maintenance man that lived here in the building in the 1930s. He was born in Aberdeen, Scotland in 1887. I might have that wrong, Claude. I'm so sorry if I have your birth date wrong. But he lived upstairs on our first floor in what we now have as room 12. He was a living maintenance guy. He was 63 at the time of his death. He was a widower. His wife Elizabeth had died in 1929, so 5 years, almost 6 years before his passing. And he was found pinned beneath the elevator on April 3rd of 1935 in very suspicious circumstances surrounding his death. Our understanding was he was not a very tall man, probably 5'2", 5'3". So if you can envision a man laying on his stomach, which was strange in the beginning, why would he be on his stomach if he's working on the elevator? The elevator is actually at the lowest point it can be in the building. Right below us here is a couple springs and the bottom of the pulley, but there's nothing else down there. Why would he be on his belly if he's working on the elevator? Just kind of strange circumstances there. I think that there's residual energy in here that is clogged, and whomever killed him is here, definitely. We've had people in the building that claim to be mediums, clairvoyants, people that have that ability. And did you get anything? Get something out of there? The beeping?
No, it's been playing up.
Oh, okay.
I think.
Well, we've had mediums and clairvoyants that have come in and they've done various sessions in the building, and I've been able to take part in a few of them. And they have told us that there was a gentleman by the name of John M., that's the name that keeps coming through, that worked in the building. We don't know in what capacity, whether he was a doctor or a nurse or whomever, but he was in the building, and he and Claude both had eyes for a nurse. They fought, Claude lost. And John brought Claude's body here from wherever else in the building they were when they fought, and it could have been anywhere here in the boiler room. April, we would have had the boiler running. It would have been very noisy back here, so it wouldn't have taken too much for there to have been a scuffle and somebody to be killed. No one's going to hear it out in the main lobby or in the emergency room at the time. That's poor little Claude. But I consider him the most active presence in the building, really, because it's continuous. He's working. He's doing his thing. And sometimes I think he gets kind of lonely because I've had my hair pulled a few times out in the lobby and slapped on the backside, so dirty old man. It's been 2 years, Claude, slapping her. It's been 2 years since he slapped me on the butt. But I kind of think that that's probably Claude. He's lonely. He's 63, poor guy. Needs a little excitement. Here I am. Yeah, lonely old woman at the back of the desk at 3 o'clock in the morning. Okay, how exciting is that? So let's back on out here, and I'm going to take you back down to his office, which was the engineer's office.
So just quickly, I heard a man talk.
Did you? Is it probably Claude or Hawk? Yeah. Okay.
It was more like a complaint, or he was complaining, or.
I'm sorry.
What?
Are you whining? Who's whining? Yeah, I got it. Hello.
You didn't hear it?
My hair's sitting on it. I just got a real big chill right here. It's hot back here.
It was back right.
Yeah, it's right here.
It was
It's
like behind this.
Cough. I'm sorry. Are you complaining? All right. If it's you, feel free to break in anytime and tell
I thought it was some kind of radio or something going on.
Yeah. Yeah. Now the radio's on out in London, but you're not going to hear that back here. We get too much other noise, so who knows? But the voices back here are real common, and male voices. I have heard very few female voices down here. Upstairs, absolutely.
Yeah, they could probably use the sound from these things too.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Very true. So I don't know. Feel free to,
Like it went for a
be
little
louder. We would love to hear it.
bit.
Throw something
It
at
was
me.
like that.
Here, grab a wrench and
I
go.
thought you heard it because you kind of looked that way. Anyway.
We're back in the same spot. Obviously, we're doing a pre-recorded video at the moment. because the signal down here was really bad. Now, unfortunately, we couldn't get this on film. You would have only gotten the reactions anyway, and it's still here, but we've all felt it. There's a very weak static charge that was in one certain area out the back there, and we thought it might have been the carpet, but we're not getting zapped. It wasn't up top, it wasn't down the bottom, it seemed to be in the middle here, and then to our surprise, it moved. And it moved around a corner, and now it's come back down into this hallway. We've basically followed it. Is it still here? And every single person here has felt it. I've never felt it before. Deb's never felt it before. Rob hasn't. Beth hasn't. Sarah has had it before in this area, Sarah?
In this area, hallway, and back in the corner by the bathroom, which is where his body was suspended. So a lot of, I think, residual energy.
I can't tell whether it's male or female. All I can tell is it's definitely a form of static charge, and it moves. I think we're all at wit's end to figure out what it is. We can't find anything logical, but it's definitely a moving static field, not an electromagnetic field, but a static field. And I'm beside myself at the moment. I don't know what it is, and you can definitely feel it. But yeah, there it is, folks. Something going on.